How's it going, everyone? This is To Live and Die, and this is another show match. Obviously, we have our blue protoss here, Scarab, and a red protoss here, Paradox. And if any of you can hear in the background, right now there is a storm going through the area, so if you hear thunder in the background in my mic, that is why. We're going to go right into this match right now. Um, see what happens. We have a good look, have fun from Paradox, our red Protoss. Obviously, he's here in the upper right of Cloud Kingdom is the map. This is I'm assuming this is a ladder game, and we're going to see here. Yeah, you can see this is a ladder game because there is no shark swimming around the center of this map. Usually there is a shark here. Also in the bottom left we have Scarab, our blue Protoss. So we're on our way in this match, recording this, casting this replay for everyone to see. Early scout here by the blue Protoss Scarab. It's over here in the natural right now. It's going to hide itself behind this little pillar. As you can see, it's going to put a pylon down right now. So early scout, early pylon placement from the our blue Protoss Scarab. Meanwhile, the red Protoss has not even tried to scout yet. He's oblivious to what's going on around him. He just put a pylon right next to his nexus here, as you can see. Meanwhile, this probe is over here just doing work. He's still hiding behind these pillars as like that. That's pretty nice. Another thunderclap in the background here. We have a proxy gateway going down for the... oh, did he see that? Yes, he did. He saw the pylon in the proxy gateway here from Scarab. So Paradox is now on to what Scarab is doing. And meanwhile, he's going to go back with his probe. He has the gateway going down. He knows this gateway is going to be done faster. And we have another gateway going down. So double gateway, double proxy gateway here for the blue Protoss Scarab. He has a probe in the main base of Paradox. And he will be able to know what exactly is going on. Two gateways have gone down, so he is going to try to put out zealots to counter this. And guess what? Since he saw the two gateways go down, he's going to cancel these two gateways. And now he's probably going to build a pylon here and probably create a forge. So look, he was able to get Paradox to get frightened and put down two gates instead of a gate and a cybernetics core. So that's the issue with the Paradox's build right now. He was able to get Scarab was able to get the red Protoss Paradox to build two gates instead of the normal one gate cybernetics core and then go on to more gates. So he has two gates. He does not have a cybernetics core down just yet. Meanwhile, Scarab is going to put a forge down now. He still has a probe inside the main base so we can see what's going on. The cybernetics core is now going down. This pylon is still going to be here, by the way. Just keep that pylon in the back of your mind as this game progresses. If the red Protoss does not come down and kill that, we'll see if Scarab can use this. Our blue Protoss can use this. But anyways, we're going to have now a forge expansion here for our blue Protoss. And he can keep this probe right in here. Just to see what's going on. He'll be able to tell what this red Protoss is doing, no problem. He's going to position his zealots right in the mineral line as a blocker, just in case these two gates were still here, and he's going to run zealots up into his main. He's going to put them there in front of the mineral line as a kind of a blocker, and he's going to come over here and attack this probe, and it goes down. So the vision of Scarab does get eliminated. And now these zealots are going to march down this ramp and say, wait, where all these zealots go that I thought were coming into my base? And he's going to see no gates here. And now Paradox is going to be like, okay, what is going on? I don't see the gates here. All I see is a pylon. And now he knows that the game is up. That now Scarab is probably back home making buildings and whatnot. In fact, he is. He's getting a photon cannon down, a pylon down here, a gateway down here. His nexus is done. He'll be able to get an economy going very shortly. That's what's going on here, folks. We have Scarab, our blue Protoss here. Did a really kind of weird play. He just built two gateways, proxied them, made the red Protoss build two gateways instead of a cybernetics core, a gateway and a cybernetics core, and then went back home and expanded, did a forge and expand. He does have the photon cannons up, so that will take care of any of this pressure that's coming right now. As you can see, Paradox is going to push in with about, what, 5 zealots and 2 stalkers here. These 3 photon cannons should be plenty to hold this off. In fact, he has a 4th one that's getting warped in right now. And yeah, the red Protoss is not going to be able to go in there and do any damage at this moment. The core is going down right here, as you can see, right next to the Nexus. He does have room. Look, he does have room beyond the range of this photon cannon to hit this forge, and this is not good for the for Scarab. If this forge goes down, he will not be able to put any more photon cannons down, and he will not be able, obviously, to get upgrades without that forge. So he will need to put down another forge at some point. He is putting a pylon down here at this main Nexus. All the while, these units are still taking out this forge, and the forge will go down. So no more cannons, at least for the time being, for Scarab. And he does have 5 photon cannons here, so that's going to still scare off and hold off any pressure by the red Protoss. Red Protoss says, okay, you know what, you want to expand it? I'm going to put down a 3rd Nexus. So there's a 3rd Nexus at the 3rd, and the natural Nexus is already down. Meanwhile, in the main base of the red Protoss, you see a robotics facility. He's going to get an observer out, the robotics facility, and going right to the robotics bay. So he has 2 gates, off 2 gates first, remember, then a cybernetics core, then a robotics facility, and now a robotics bay for the red Protoss. The blue Protoss here, remember, the forge was taken out, so he cannot get upgrades at this moment. He did put a gateway and a cybernetics core down. He does have a better economy, as you can see. He already had his 2 bases and probes mining. Being chatted up on Skype here. Let me eliminate Skype for just a second while I broadcast or cast this replay. Anyways, now we have 2 gates down for Scarab in his main base, so he's out 3 gates. He will be able to warp in some stalkers. Did he get warp gate technology? I'm assuming he did. Oh, it's being researched right now. It's about 80% done. He will have warp gate technology done in just a second. Meanwhile, this 3rd Nexus is done. He does have a probe over here, and he does have probes over here at his natural. Remember, we saw 2 gates, a robo, and a robotics bay, so he will be able to pump out some Colossus. He needs to get thermal lance researched here. His economy isn't quite far enough where he can start researching all these upgrades. Getting a simulator now down. Both the simulators at his natural are built. And he has both simulators mining at his main. He also got a robotics facility down, the blue Protoss did, and he is making a warp prism. So warp prism play from the blue Protoss off of that scare tactic that he did. Oh, we have a little bit of a pylon snipe going on from our blue Protoss. Takes out the blue, the pylon, the red pylon that was in the middle of the map at the westernmost Xel'Naga tower, as you can see. And so we have a little bit of an army here going. We have a Colossus, a couple of Zealots on the ground. We have 2 Stalkers here also, sitting underneath there. We have an Observer is going to go along for the ride also in that little group. Both gases going down at the natural for our red Protoss, and 2 more pylons going down here in front of the Nexus. Warp Prism is on its way. It's going to make its way across the map. As you can see, the rally points are all the way over to the 3rd, what would be the in back of the main base of the red Protoss. This probe puts down a pylon right here, warps in a couple of Zealots. He's probably going to load them right up then. Yep, loads them right up into the warp prism. Going to probably warp in another one, you would assume. Only has 3 right now. Nope, he's content with 3. He's going to just take 3 into the main base of the red Protoss. Let's see if he sees this base here. Does he see this base down here? No, he does not. He did not catch a glimpse of that 3rd base, so he does not know that 3rd base is there just yet. And being chatted also, as you can see on the screen. 3 Zealots are now in the mineral line. He does react in time. He takes all of his pros down to his natural. We have a Zealot battle here right in front of the Nexus in the main base, and it looks like the red Zealots were able to take out the blue Zealots. Meanwhile, the Warp Prism is on its way back. It does not want to do that again because he knows that he probably has Stalkers down on the ground. There is a Colossus here, as you can see. Meanwhile, a Colossus was on its way over to the third base of Scarab, and Scarab got a free Colossus kill right there. I don't know if you saw that at the very end there. But Colossus was actually walking down into the third base of Scarab. So Scarab also has his third base down. He has a pretty good army here of Stalkers and an Immortal and a Colossus for himself. There is an Observer in the base of Paradox. So the Observer does see exactly what Scarab is doing. Remember, Scarab is sitting here with a robotics facility and a robotics bay, and now has a Twilight Council up, so you would expect some upgrades from the Twilight Council, either Blink or Charge, and that gives him the ability to put down a I'm sorry, I just heard something and lost my train of thought there. In the background, obviously, you know, while I'm recording this cast, there is a okay, I need to get this chat off. Anyways, there's this thunderstorm going on in the background while I'm trying to cast this game. Meanwhile, we know what's going on. The red Protoss went to Robotics Bay. The blue Protoss went to Robotics Bay, as you can see. Now the blue Protoss has Twilight Council is going to get charged in first instead of Blink, so that's interesting. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on with the red Protoss. He is getting extended thermal lance now. It's almost finished. He is also getting charged, and 2 more Colossus are on their way. So he does have 2 robotics facilities, as you can see. Meanwhile, in the blue base, gateway, another gateway just went down. So a bunch of buildings here in the main base of the blue Protoss. In the natural, we just have the 1 gateway and a bunch of photon cannons, and the Cybernetic core is in natural also. Warp Prism is on its way again in the top left of this map. And we'll see what he decides to drop inside the... What's he going to do here? Okay, he's going to warp him in right here at the top of the map. And you expect just to load him up. There you go. Loads him into the Warp Prism. Probably going to go away and head for the main, or possibly even head for this third base. So we'll see what he does. He has not seen that third base yet. Let me see. Yes, he does. He knows that third base is there. So it just depends where he wants to go. Okay, he's going to go right here to the main base again and just scare away these probes. There he comes. He's coming into the main base. Drops one zealot. Drops the next zealot. In they go with charge this time. Ooh, they have to attack the photon cannon because that would eliminate those 2 zealots. And he cannot. Oh, he does. He does eliminate the photon cannon. Now the zealot's free to attack probes at will. See the worker kills here. Scarab has 6 worker kills. Paradox has 2 worker kills. So not much damage yet to any of the economies. They're both free to power up. Make their buildings, get their upgrades, get their production facilities, and all that stuff. Remember, we did have charge researched. Oh, look at this. We have a mothership on its way. It's almost halfway done. It's about halfway done now. Let's see which nexus this is coming out of. Ah, here it is. It's coming out of the third base nexus. In fact, Scarab has gone ahead and thrown down a 4th nexus here at the 4th base. So anyways, the nexus is going to come out of this third base. The mothership is going to come out of this third base nexus. And as you can see, these 2 are just free to roam wherever, whenever they want to, because they haven't been harassing each other, except for the very beginning of the game, and except for those couple of Warp Prism drops. So we're going to have massive, massive armies for these 2 players. They're just maxing and powering up, getting all their production, getting all their upgrades for this huge, huge battle that we're going to see. What else is going on here? Oh, we're getting carriers. So we've had a couple of Stargates that went down for a Scarab. So we had a Stargate down. This is the fleet beacon for Scarab. There's a Stargate right here, and he is making a carrier. So we've gone air now for the blue Protoss, which is, you know, the next step. You know, when you have all your buildings and you're getting all your upgrades and whatnot, then that is definitely the next step, is to go ahead and put your Stargates down and get air and get your fleet beacon, get your mothership, etc. So we'll see. The mothership is out. There's the big, huge mothership. It's so nice to look at. If you can zoom in on that, just take a look at it. It's definitely one of the most interesting new units in StarCraft 2. I remember the first time I saw the mothership in a game. I think it was like way back in the beta when TLO and all them were playing and were really popular in the beta. That was one of the most beautiful things you can see in this game. Obviously, the carriers, you know, everyone knows what the carriers are. They're from Brood War, and that's what's going to come out now. There's one carrier right there. As he builds interceptors for the carrier. Meanwhile, Red is going Protoss Air Weapons level 1. So the I'm sorry, Red is going Mothership also. Gravitic boosters. And getting a Stargate also, and getting a Dark Shrine. So Red is going to get a Dark Shrine. He is getting the Gravitic boosters for the Warp Prism, and now a Dark Shrine going down. Red is also getting a Mothership. In fact, the Mothership is going to come out of the main base Nexus. Look at all this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 Colossus here. We have a Mothership already out, but we don't have nearly as many Colossus, but we do have Stalkers on the ground. We have a carrier on the in the air here with this group, and everything is being cloaked by the Mothership. So as long as this army stays underneath this Mothership, and do we have an observer here with this Red army? I do not know. Half the army was left behind here. He has part of the army left behind here. He has this part of the army over here. We'll see if he tries to get them back together. There we go. Going to get all his army back together. So the blue Protoss is feeling brave. He's going to push out here into the map, going over here to the 4th base of this Protoss. Does he see the 4th base yet? Yes, he does. He knows the 4th base is there. He doesn't attack it, though. He decides to go into the 3rd base. So here we go. The Mothership and the cloaked army goes into the 3rd base. We have a Vortex. And the Mothership of the Red Protoss goes into the Vortex. Out comes the Mothership from the Vortex. Not sure I've ever seen a Mothership enter another Mothership's Vortex in a game, but that happened in this game. Anyways, carriers here. The carrier can obviously attack these Colossus, no problem. There we go. The carrier does go down finally, and Archons and Colossus, good units, huh? I mean, look at that. We had Archons, Colossus, a bunch of Zealots there that were there. We had cloaked units for the blue Protoss, but he lost his entire army there in that battle. What are we getting now? We're getting Protoss Air Weapons level 2 now. Another Mothership is being made. The Archons are here into the 3rd base of the blue Protoss. All the Colossus are here now. Colossus and Archons. These Archons can get right up and close and do a whole bunch of damage, while the Colossus can just sit back and deal damage from a distance. And that's exactly what you want to happen. And now the Paradox is here with a large amount of Colossus just attacking this base, having free reign over it. So the blue Protoss needs to do something in a hurry here. He's losing, he just lost the base, whereas the red Protoss has not lost the base yet. If you look at the units lost, units killed, 102 units for Paradox, only 69 for Scarab. If you look at the units lost tab, we're at 15,000 units lost to 10,000 in resources between the two. So 5,000 lead there in the efficiency department of Paradox. 162 to 167 supply though. So the army of let's look at the army tab real fast here. 113 to 95. So as far as army is concerned, Scarab still has the lead right now, even though he lost that initial attack at the red Protoss's 3rd. All right, here comes another mothership for the red Protoss. Is the mothership here for the blue Protoss? No, not quite. It's almost done. There it is. It just got finished. We're getting Protoss ground armor level 2 and Protoss air weapons level 3. 2 more carriers are coming out for the blue Protoss, and the red Protoss is putting down some photon cannons in a pylon somewhere. Don't know. Anyways, the warp. Remember the warp prism. It is still here at the top of the at the top of the map. It was not found by the red Protoss. If it was found, you know, it would have been taken out by now. Man, we still have an observer in the main base. This red Protoss observer is here. Red is now maxed out on supply. The mothership is here. We have a kind of like a base Oh, okay, never mind. This is the blue protoss down here in the lower right. The red protoss is here in the center of the map. So as far as center map control, red protoss definitely has control. Blue has not attempted to make his third nexus at all again. We do have a Dark Templar that's sitting here in the middle of this expansion to deny any expansion from the blue protoss. And he's just going to hold his army down here in the bottom right, just waiting for something. Not sure what he's waiting for. Okay, Protoss Air Weapons level 3 is about halfway done, so maybe he's waiting for that. Also, Protoss Shield level 1. He's going to go ahead and get shield upgrades, where another fourth base, well, I guess you would call it fourth base, I guess, for the Protoss here in the lower right. And the red Protoss is just positioning his units here in the middle of the map, and here we go. We're going to have a big fight. Nope, the two armies pass each other. Oh, two armies pass each other, and now the red Protoss gets an early jump on the blue Protoss into the blue Protoss's third base. And from behind, as you can see, the blue Protoss comes at the red Protoss army. Two vertices go down by each player. So we're seeing vertice heaven here. He's going to throw all of his units into the vortex. Out they come, two cloaked armies attacking each other. Blue on the right, red on the left, and it looks like red's going to be the one who loses this army because of the carriers. Look at the carrier count. Three carriers, 4 carriers are here for the blue army, and sorry, they're all cloaked. I believe it's 4. Yeah, it's 4 carriers here for the blue Protoss army. Wow. So we had a massive engagement by 2 cloaked armies. I mean, you know, if Blizzard ever had an epiphany about what I can't talk right now. If Blizzard ever had an idea about what 2 Protoss engagements would look like with motherships, that was it. You had 2 perfectly cloaked armies head on into each other, and you had 2 vertices down at the same time by the 2 Protoss. All right, here we go. The blue Protoss feels confident. He's going to come up here and attack. Look at all of the interceptors in the air. There's probably nothing that the red Protoss can do about this. The supply difference is massive. 64 supply difference between the blue and the red Protoss. And you know, once you get a critical amount of carriers in the air and you have that many interceptors, there's nothing that your units can do. We have a GG by Paradox, and there we go. That's how carriers, in this case, won the game for our blue Protoss Scarab. So I hope everyone enjoyed that little replay, cast, show match, whatever you want to call it. And hope to see everyone next time. Please, if you haven't, check out the Daywalker tournaments and chat channel Daywalker. My name is To Live and Die. Have fun.